They were both Boy Scouts. They both got engineering degrees at Purdue. Both of them served in the US Navy. They both died at age 82. One of them started something that the other ended 1,243 days later. During those 1,243 days, in addition to the one who started it and the one who ended it, another 10 people did this thing, a total of 12. This thing that 12 people did during a span of roughly 40 months was something that had never been done before, and it's something that has not been done since. 4 of the 12 that did this thing are still alive, but in a few years, none will remain. And there will be no one left in this world that has walked on another. I'm speaking of the 12 who walked on the moon. Famously, of course, Neil Armstrong started it on July 20th, 1969. Not so famously, his fellow Boy Scout, fellow Purdue graduate, and fellow midshipman Gene Cernan ended it on December 14th, 1972. Incidentally, there are a couple of interesting wrinkles regarding those dates. On the Apollo 11 mission, Armstrong's left foot made first contact with the lunar surface at 10:56 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is 2:56 a.m. the next day, Greenwich Mean Time. That's why man's first steps on the moon are sometimes reported to have taken place on July 21st instead of July 20th. And during Apollo 17's third and final moonwalk, Cernan and his crewmate, geologist Harrison Schmitt, known as Jack, left Challenger, the lunar module, at 5:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 13th, 1972. But by the time they got back, 7 hours and 15 minutes later, it was past midnight. So Cernan, who followed Schmitt into the lunar module, took the last steps ever taken on the moon during the first hour of February 14th. There were 6 Apollo lunar landing missions during those 1,243 days. Armstrong's Apollo 11, of course, followed by Apollo 12. Not 13, that was the one where an explosion damaged the spacecraft, the moon landing had to be scrapped, and the crew was fortunate just to get back to Earth alive. Then, Apollo 14, 15, 16, and finally Cernan's 17. So, Neil Armstrong, who left us in 2012, was the first. And Gene Cernan, who died in 2017, was the 12th and last. Filling out the list, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, who's still with us at 91, Charles Pete Conrad, who left us in 1999, Alan Bean, gone in 2018, Alan Shepard, who died in 1998, Edgar Mitchell, who left us in 2016, David Scott, still with us at 88, James Irwin, gone in 1991, John Young, gone in 2018, and finally, Charlie Duke and Harrison Jack Schmitt, both alive at 85. 1,243 days from the first moon landing to the last. Less than 3.5 years. It all happened during Richard Nixon's first term as president. Nixon remains the only US president during whose administration humans walked on the moon. Before climbing up the lunar module ladder, Cernan had these words for Capcom Bob Parker, the last words ever spoken on the surface of the moon.
Bob, as I take man's last step from the surface, I'd like to just let what I believe history will record that America's challenge of today has forged man's destiny of tomorrow. And as we leave the moon in Taurus Literal, we leave as we came, and God willing, as we shall return, with peace and hope for all mankind.
Cernan and Schmitt had set up a camera on their lunar rover that was, and still is, parked near their landing site to get video of their takeoff from the lunar surface. As you watch the video, keep in mind that only the ascent stage of the lunar module takes off, while the descent stage serves as a launch pad and stays behind.
3, 2, 1, ignition. We're on our way, Houston. Vector good. Mag start. Now we've got a good picture of the Challenger coming up from the surface of the moon. It's coming straight up, all right. Time closing at 5 feet per second, 440 feet. Okay. Stand by. Looking good. Stand by. We got capture. Okay, Houston, we have capture.
The ascent stage of Lunar Module Challenger was captured by Command Module America. Cernan and Schmidt were reunited with Command Module pilot Ron Evans, and the trio headed back to Earth. "We shall return," Cernan said. Almost a half century later, we haven't. At the time, Gene Cernan and many others expressed the sentiment that Apollo 17 didn't mark the end of anything, that the Apollo program itself marked the beginning of manned space exploration. It didn't turn out that way though. NASA has boldly announced that with its Artemis program, it will land humans on the moon again by 2024. I hope that happens. For now though, all we've got are those magical 1,243 days of Apollo lunar landings. I'm Jack Azut. Thank you for watching.